On April 13, 2025, the Red Sea seemed to hold its breath as the United States launched a devastating strike against the Houthis from Diego Garcia. A B-2 Spirit, the stealthy messenger, silently took off, dropping 30,000-pound MOP bombs on SA and Haida. The explosions were deafening. Thick black smoke billowed, and underground facilities housing C-802 missiles and Shahed-136 drones were reduced to ashes. The USS Harry S. Truman and USS Carl Vinson stood tall offshore while F-35s roared overhead. The power of the United States had never been more firmly asserted than at this moment. The Houthis had been provoking for a long time, attacking over 100 commercial and U.S. naval vessels since 2023, causing shipping costs to increase fivefold and paralyzing the Suez Canal. However, they chose the wrong opponent. In just 3 days, April 11th to 13th, the U.S. conducted 29 airstrikes, destroying weapon depots in Marib, a command center in Sana'a, and the port of Haida, the lifeline of the Houthis. According to Reuters, the Houthis lost 80% of their attack capability, while Al Jazeera confirmed that intelligence leader Abdul Nasser al-Kamali was killed on April 11. Iran, the puppet master, trembles. From Tehran, the B-2 not only targets the Houthis, it serves as a threat to Iran's nuclear program. With uranium at 84.5%, Tehran is just 12 days away from a nuclear bomb. But the US is ready. From Diego Garcia, 6 B-2s and dozens of F-35s are on standby, forcing Iran to withdraw its advisors from Yemen. The Red Sea is the battlefield, and the US is leading with an iron fist. The Houthis once challenged on Twitter, "We hit Truman and Israel," but in reality, it was just a joke. On March 8, they boasted about shooting down an MQ-9 Reaper. But since then, no missiles have hit their targets. Their missiles ended up landing in Saudi Arabia, while a drone was shot down by the Aegis system on the USS Gravely, like a fly. Al Jazeera, on April 13, confirmed that the Houthis have not carried out any new attacks since the beginning of the month, a clear sign of desperation. The Haida port, the lung of the Houthis, now lies in ruins after airstrikes on April 3 and April 11. B-2 bombers dropped massive ordnance penetrators, penetrating 200 feet deep to destroy a drone storage facility on Cameron Island. F-18s from the Truman carried JAM GBU-31s, completely obliterating launch pads in Sana'a. According to USNI News, an attack on April 12 targeted the Rajam area, turning the base into a pile of ashes. An American sailor laughed over the radio, "They want to play big, now there's nothing left but sand and smoke." Saudi Arabia is also uncompromising. Starting March 10, Riyadh's artillery has been shelling Sada in coordination with the United States. Smoke envelopes the Houthi stronghold as Saudi Patriot and THAAD systems intercept stray missiles. The Houthis declare they will retaliate, but with their arsenal in ruins, they are merely a roaring beast in a cage. The US and its allies are turning the Red Sea into their own playground, and the Houthis are paying a heavy price. The strength of the US in this campaign lies not just in its munitions, but in the perfect combination of technology, alliances, and willpower. The B-2 Spirit, with its batwing design and radar-absorbent coating, glides through Houthi air defenses like a ghost. The N/APQ-81 radar allows it to hug the terrain at 200 feet, while the 4-channel fly-by-wire system maintains stability even at subsonic speeds. Each B-2 carries 40,000 pounds of ordnance, from massive ordnance penetrators to B-61 nuclear bombs, instilling fear even in Iran. Just 6 B-2s stationed at Diego Garcia, 30% of the entire fleet, have turned Sana'a into a pile of ashes. The Navy scans 360 degrees and intercepts Houthi missiles using SM-2 missiles traveling at Mach 3.5. An officer from the USS Gravely stated, "We see everything." The American alliance is key. Operation Prosperity Guardian, involving the UK, the EU, and over 15 other countries, has created a steel wall in the Red Sea. The British ship HMS Diamond and the French ship FS Charles de Gaulle are patrolling the Gulf of Aden, providing unwavering support to the US. Saudi Arabia and the UAE have deployed Patriot missile systems and are sharing intelligence. According to Reuters, on April 13, Israel is using THAAD to intercept Houthi missiles protecting Tel Aviv. An EU admiral acknowledged, "The US is the center. Without them, we are lost." The global economy is also feeling the impact of US power. The Houthis once caused $200 billion in damages, increasing shipping costs fivefold. However, US airstrikes reduced shipping costs by 20% and reopened the Suez Canal. A trader in New York breathed a sigh of relief, gas prices are stable now, thanks to the US Navy. With 40,000 troops, 2 aircraft carriers, and 6 B-2 bombers, the US is not just striking the Houthis, they are saving us from chaos. Tehran is fearful as the Houthis falter. Iran previously supplied the Houthis with C-802 missiles and Shahed-136 drones, but now they have withdrawn all their advisors from Yemen. Why? Because the Moab and MOP are Tehran's nightmares. The MOAB, weighing 21,600 pounds, detonates in the air, creating a pressure wave that can extend for miles. It destroyed an ISIS-K hideout in 2017. The MOP, weighing 30,000 pounds, penetrates up to 60 meters deep, tearing through heavily fortified bunkers like paper. Although the Moab cannot target the Fordow nuclear facility, it can flatten Iran's surface bases, radar systems, command centers, and ammunition depots. Iran knows this. Their 84.5% uranium enrichment is a global concern, but negotiations in Oman on April 5 failed. Trump declared, "Does Iran want a nuclear bomb? They will face the B-2. Iran threatens to close the Strait of Hormuz, but with US and allied patrols, that's just empty talk." The smoke from Hodeidah serves as a reminder, the US is not joking. From Moscow, Putin watches with a cold gaze. Russia is supplying Su-35 fighter jets and satellite data to Iran, according to Al Jazeera on April 12, but is hesitant to confront directly. The RFS Rescuer is patrolling the Indian Ocean, hundreds of miles from Diego Garcia, serving as a vague warning. The US will create chaos, Putin said, but Russia knows the US is in the lead. Saudi Arabia and Israel are not standing still. Patriot and THAAD systems are protecting Riyadh and Tel Aviv, intercepting wayward Houthi missiles. The EU's espies, along with French and Italian ships, are enhancing the escort of cargo vessels through the Suez Canal, according to Euronews, April 13. However, the Strait of Hormuz remains a dangerous flashpoint. If Iran takes action, oil prices could rise by 10%, impacting the US economy. A driver in Texas lamented, "If gas prices go up again, I can't take it anymore." Russia smiles, hoping that the chaos will distract the US from Ukraine, but with the USS Truman, USS Vinson, and the B-2, the US remains an undefeated giant. Iran has backed down, but 84.5% uranium is a ticking time bomb. Russia is waiting for the right moment, but the US is not backing down. From Washington, Trump asserted, "We are number one. Maritime freedom will be protected." The B-21 Raider, the successor to the B-2, is set to debut with advanced stealth capabilities and the ability to carry 30,000 pounds of weapons, ready to replace the B-2. However, for now, the B-2, Moab, and F-35 are sufficient to instill fear in our enemies. The Houthis have fallen, Iran is trembling, and Russia remains silent. What do you think? Will Iran dare to cross the line, or will the US continue to dominate? The Red Sea is a victory, but this game is certainly not going to end quickly. While others face military threats for pursuing them, the international framework, primarily the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, which Iran has signed, but Israel, India, and Pakistan have not, attempts to address this issue. However, the geopolitical reality is very complex and often perceived as hypocritical. The core concern for the United States and its allies is the nature of the Iranian regime, its regional ambitions, support for terrorism, and threats against Israel, combined with its nuclear capabilities. The upcoming negotiations in Oman offer a fragile path to de-escalation, but expectations should be tempered. Can trust be rebuilt after the United States withdrew from the previous agreement? Is it possible to reach a comprehensive deal that addresses concerns over nuclear issues, missile programs, and proxy support amid the current military pressure? Or is this simply Iran buying time? The risks of failure are significant. A miscalculation by either side could lead to a direct conflict between the United States and Iran. Although the US possesses overwhelming conventional military superiority, Iran could inflict considerable losses through asymmetric attacks and its network of proxies. Such a conflict could devastate regional economies, cause global oil prices to soar, and draw in other actors, potentially escalating into a larger regional war, a scenario that no one truly desires, yet one that we seem to be drifting toward. Others question whether focusing on Iran might distract from other priorities. We are at a critical juncture. The United States is showcasing significant military strength, driven by concerns over Houthi maritime attacks, Iran's nuclear ambitions, and the desire to re-establish deterrence capabilities. Thanks for watching video till the end. For more updates, subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Goodbye, see you into the next video.